guys, this is Punit. In today's class, we will be talking about all the six kinds of pauses in a trend or a spike. So, hope you enjoy the class. This is a bear bar, and now you are getting a bull bar in the next bar. What is it doing? This bull bar went below the low of this bear bar, and then instead of going lower, it closed on the upside, and here in this case, it closed strongly too. So, this is a bull reversal bar. What is a bear reversal bar? Okay, this is a bull bar. This bar went above the high of the bull bar, then closed on the downside. So this is a bear reversal bar. Yesterday we did three drills. One is finding significant trend bars and insignificant trend bars. We will only have to mark significant trend bars. Why does the insignificant trend bar matter? Because it's a pause in the momentum. Next drill was inside outside bar. What is the inside outside bar? So this is the range of this candle, low
Mm-hmm.
and high. This
Okay.
candle's range is completely inside this candle's range. So this bar is an inside bar. It's inside the range of this
Okay.
previous candle. What is an outside bar? This bar's, if you compare this bar's range with this bar's range, this bar is completely outside this bar's range, both on the up and the down.
Mm. Oh, okay.
So this is an outside bar. This was the second drill. The third drill was the reversal bar, bull reversal bar and the bear reversal bar. Watch the class videos again so that it will be more clear for you.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, I watch.
reversal bar you understood, right? What is a bull reversal bar
Yeah,
and a bear reversal bar? Now
I
within
understand.
yeah, now within reversal bars there are two kinds. One is implied reversal bar and one is the normal reversal bar, which I explained to you now. What is the
Mm.
implied reversal bar now? This is a bull bar. This is a bull bar too. It went all the way here. It closed all the way down here. It although has a bull body, there is a weakness on the upside. So if you find a bull bar and the next bar is also a bull bar, but it has a huge wick. This wick is so large when
Mm.
compared to the range, almost 50% or 40%. So I'll call this an implied reversal bar. In reversal bar, what is the theory? Okay, this was a bear bar. The next bar went below the low of this bear bar. But bulls were so strong that they reversed the price action of this bear bar. If
Okay.
bears were all that strong, this bar should also be closing on the downside, right? That is a minimum that the bears would expect to get a bear body. But here, instead of going down, it retraced
Just
all the
update
way
and
back up here
this is
and
the flip
closed.
side.
Yeah, so you showed, right? Like that is which bar? The one which
The
has high
Okay, this is a bull candle.
incline? Huh, okay,
Next bar went above the high of this bar.
correct.
For
Huh,
a reversal bar, we want a bare body. That means the open of the candle should be higher than the close of the candle. Here, although it has a bull body, if you compare the wick
hmm,
of the candle with the range of the candle, it's huge. So price at a point went
correct.
all the
Huh,
way up here and then fell down. Sorry.
correct. Okay.
Hmm. So is this clear?
Huh.
So this is the
So
implied reversal bar. And now we have
impl-
four kinds of
implied
pauses.
or inclined?
Implied.
Okay.
Now we got four different kinds of pauses. One is loss in momentum bar. The other one is inside or outside bar. The next one was reversal bar. Now the fourth one is implied reversal bar. We also have a overlap pause. What is a overlap
I
pause?
think
This bar and this bar, if you compare, where is the midpoint of this bar? This is the high, this is the low, this is the midpoint of this candle. Now the next candle, although it has a bare body, you can see that it has overlapped most of the price action of the previous candle. If you see this candle, visually you have to see, not just mark it every candle and see if it's overlapping or not. That is not the way to do it. If you see here, this candle did not retrace all the way back here. So this is not a overlap bar. Visually, if you see, this bar did overlap a bit much, more than
But this
50% of the.
previous on top, the previous bar, is it? It is overlapping.
I wouldn't call it a overlap bar.
No,
Even
no,
if you
bull
mark
bar and
every.
bear bar.
Which one?
No, 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 on the right side.
This one.
Both pair bar, right? That
Here,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this
No,
is
no,
an
no, go
implied.
on top.
This one.
More the stock
This
bar.
than this, sir.
The above that one.
This one
Yeah,
and this
this
one.
one. This
This
one
and
and the
this is.
next one. This and next bear bar.
Okay, this is already a bar which is taking out the low of the candle, right? So this is the sixth
Okay.
pause. There are six kind of pauses. Okay. One was to see if there is a momentum drop. The bar, although being a trend bar, it's very small when compared to the rest of the bars. The second was inside or outside bars. The third was reversal bar. The fourth was implied reversal bar, where the if you have a bull trend and you find a bull reversal bar, which means it's a weak bar with a huge wick on the top. The fifth one was overlap bar. This is a bear bar, this is a bear bar, this is a bear bar. But if a bear bar is retracing too much of the previous bar's price action, then I will call it a overlap bar.
So
Sometimes
in
what happens?
overlap bar, both the bars will be same. Bear or bull. Like this.
Yeah, because if it's opposite candle, then it's already a pause bar. There is a loss in momentum already.
Okay.
Or it might be a reversal bar. See, if this is a bear bar and this bar is coming out to be a bull bar, it is it is a reversal bar or an inside bar or something. It will always fall under six kind of pauses only. Now, the sixth pause is if you have a bull trend, the first bar to go below the low of the previous candle. That is a kind of a pause. Now, these are the six kind of pauses. Any doubts here?
This
so
do
this
we
is
have in
only
the
for bear
notes?
bar or
Everything. See, if it's a bull bar, where is an overlap bar? Okay. Hmm. If you see this candle and this candle, this is much clearer, right? Although this is a bull bar,
yeah, okay.
it is closing above the
Hmm,
high of the previous bar.
hmm,
Its low is above the low of the previous bar. You can see that it has a huge tail.
hmm, okay.
Okay, what is this
Yes, yes.
signifying? It's showing you that bulls were not as strong as the previous candle. If they were that strong, they shouldn't be getting so much retracement. It should be somewhat like this: a bull bar, a bull bar, a bull bar, bull bar, bull bar. But this overlap is not so much, so I wouldn't call this bar a overlap bar. This bar did overlap.
Got it.
Ishank, you were asking something.
This in the notes that how many types of pauses.
Yeah.
In the notes which you have given, it is not in that one.
Okay,
Is
that
there
is not
another notes?
complete. I only gave the notes for the first class or the zeroth
Yes.
class. The first class, second class, third class, and tomorrow's class, I'll give all together. Because even if I
Okay.
give, I have to cut and paste. That's why I told it's not the complete notes.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other doubt?
Just can you repeat all six type of pauses? One
Okay.
time?
Let's say The average range of each bar is somewhat close to this bar. What is the range of the bar? High to low is the range of the bar.
Okay.
So if you are comparing this bar with the rest of the previous 20 candles, and in those 20 candles you're comparing it with only the trend candles, not the trading range candles. If this range is comparable to the previous 20 candles range, then I'll call this a trend bar. If
Okay.
it is not, and it's still closing strongly, if you see this candle, although it has a wick on the top, it's not so huge when compared to the range of the candle. So this is a
Mm.
trend bar, but I wouldn't call this a significant trend bar. A significant trend bar has to have a range comparable to its previous 20 candles.
Yes.
It is not a set number that it has to be 20 candles, 10 candles. If you see the left side, if we are here, if you say this is the last 20 candles, this bar's range is comparable to the previous 20 candles range.
Mm.
So I will call this a trend bar. The next bar, it seems a bit
Mhm.
smaller, right? So
Mhm.
I will not call this a significant trend bar.
Yes. Yes.
This was one kind of a pause.
Okay.
Now, this is MPB1.
Mm.
Why? This bar went above the high of this bar. We call this a pause because the momentum drop is there.
Mm. Mm. Yes. Yes.
This bar, now the bar 3, let me draw a box. This is MPB1.
Mm.
This is the pause 2. Why is this bar a pause 2? This is an implied reversal bar. Although we got two bull bars, this bull bar has a huge wick on its top. That means price went all the way up here, then retraced all the way down here. In a normal reversal bar, this bar would be having a bear body. But
Yes.
if it has a bull body in a bull trend, but if you see a large wick on the top, greater than 50% of its range, visually, it's not a fixed number. Visually, if the bar has more than, if the wick is more than 50% of its range, then I would call it a implied reversal bar. So this is MPB2. Why we call this MPB is because the next bar went above the high of this bar. This is a trend bar. This is a trend bar. Now this bar is inside the range of this bar.
Inside bar.
Yeah. So
Okay.
MPB3.
So inside bar and outside bar is also
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. Outside bar is also, it's
uh,
it,
pause.
it is already going below the low of the previous candle, no? Outside bar.
Yes.
But if in case it didn't go below the low and it just touched the low, but the high of the previous candle, what do I mean by that? Let me see if I can find an example. Okay, this bar. This is the low of the bar. What is the low of the bar? 6667.25. Here you can see 6667.25. The next candle's low is also 6667.25. But this bar's high is going beyond this bar's high. So this is an outside bar, although it didn't go below the low of
Yes.
the
Yes.
previous candle. It should touch it at least.
Yeah. But this is
If,
paused or not?
yeah, it is pause. that's why I
So
told
this is
inside outside.
okay. This is inside. This is third kind of pause. Inside and outside both are
Yeah,
third kind of pause.
yeah, correct.
You see.
Now this is going below the low of this previous candle. This is PIB. Why? Because the count exceeded 3. 1, 2, 3. The third bar did not go beyond the high of this pivot.
Okay.
This is violation bar. It is violating the previous candle's low. That is the violation.
So this violation bar is bull and bear and bull. Both should be different.
No. It need not be. At times, suppose if the market is thinly traded, let's say this candle opened here, right? Somewhere it went below, it violated the low of
Mm.
this previous candle, but it closed up here somewhere without going beyond the high of this candle. If it goes beyond the high of this candle, then it's an outside bar, no?
What is violation bar in bull trend?
I- I-
If
okay, in a bull trend, if the previous candle's low is violated, then it's a violation candle
you
has
mean
pause.
pullback bar? This
Yeah,
is like
pullback bar, basically.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other doubt?
So now we have four types of
In this, we have four. Where is the overlap? Overlaps are not so okay. This is a reversal bar, implied reversal bar. This is a pause bar. This is an overlap bar. It's an outside bar too.
see overlap bar. Okay, so five types this.
Violation bar is the sixth kind. Yeah. Trend bar, which is insignificant, is a pause bar. Inside outside candles. Reversal bar, implied reversal bar, overlap bar, and then violation bar.
So what is the reversal and implied reversal bar? Implied reversal, okay, where the wicks are there.
Huh.
What is the difference between
Reversal, okay, if you have
reversal
a bear
and
trend, normal reversal, if you have a bear trend and you got a bull reversal bar, then it's a normal reversal bar. What is an implied reversal bar? Instead of getting a bull reversal bar, you get a bear reversal bar. That means that it did have a huge wick, but the candle had a bare body. If I have to show you an example, okay, this bar, this bear bar. Although I would like it to have a bit larger wick for example purposes, this is a bear bar, this is a bear bar, but at some point during this candle's formation, the price was all the way down here, it reversed. Now we are already on a 1 minute time frame. If you go to 30 seconds or 10 seconds or some time frame, you will be able to find a bull reversal bar. That is why it's called as implied. Although it has a bare body, due to the fact that it is having a huge wick, it is signifying that there was a reversal at some point during the formation. Or this candle, for example. This is a much better example. Bear bar. This is also a bear bar. This has a huge wick. If this bar had a bull body, then we will call it a normal reversal bar, right? In an implied reversal, although it has a bare body, we will still call it a reversal bar because it has a huge wick.
Go
Or
for
this can
implied for implied reversal, it is only bear bars.
if you are looking for bear trend. Here,
Okay.
okay. This was a bear trend bar. This is a bear implied reversal bar.
Mhm.
This is a bull trend bar. This is a bull implied reversal bar.
Okay.
We would like to have this bar to be a bear bar, but instead this is a bull bar, but it still has a huge wick on the top. That is a kind of a pause. Why do I call it a pause? If the momentum of the bulls was so high, this wouldn't be happening. This bar would be closing on its high. The bar's range would be similar to this bar's range. There will be no overlap between this bar and this bar. For now, keep these points in mind. If it's a 3-bar breakout, there are 10 filters which you can apply. 3-bar breakout, anyways, I'm not teaching in this course, only the breakout and follow through and pullback for you. That is more than enough actually, but if you're interested in the later part, we can discuss about 3-bar breakout and other setups too. So any other doubt? Okay, this is a overlap bar. Why is this overlap bar? You can see that there is a huge tail and it retraced most of the price action of the previous candle. If I mark it, you can see it went all the way here and then came down here. So are all the 6 pauses clear?
Yes.
So today's drill will be
Yeah.
to mark up all the 6 kind of pauses on 1 minute time frame for at least 3 days. The more you do, the better. It's your wish. But I think 3 days is enough for now because when we come to the backtesting part, by the time you're done with the course, that is, if you're past 5th month during the course, you will be already backtesting more than 200 days of data. The more you
Pradeep,
do,
do
the
you
better
have
actually.
notes? Like, do you have notes on this?
Yeah, I'll share it with you today for the 6 kind of pauses and how to mark them. You can use whatever kind of marking you want. This is called signpost marker. You can just drop this and say this is this kind of a pause. I'll share the notes soon. I'll also
Yeah.
upload this video soon. If you have any doubts, ask them now.
Okay.
So do you have any doubts?
Can you mark just one leg?
Sorry, can I just
Mark one leg
only one leg?
from, yeah,
Oh,
just
okay.
one leg
Okay,
for
okay, okay.
example.
Okay, okay. Don't worry about legs now because that's why I told when week 2 starts, then all the spikes and all everything will be clear. For now, this is a bull bar. This is how you should be doing the drill. This is an implied reversal bar. IRVSB reversal bar or RSVB short form. Bear doji bar nothing to do. Bear trend bar inside bar. IB
This bear
inside bar.
doji bar is not the overlapping bar.
You can call this the bar which violated the low of the previous candle.
Yes, pullback bar.
Yeah, VLB violation bar. This is a reversal bar. And this bar is a overlap bar. RSVB. Whatever abbreviations you want to use, you can use it. Need not be so big also. Overlap bar. What would you call this bar? Because this bar already went below
Outside
the
bar.
low also. This bar is outside also.
Not the outside. That bar is
Outside bar. This bar already went below the low.
yes, yes.
So this is violation bar too.
Mm.
Now this bar will be overlap bar because it retraced all the way here. Also, this bar is a
Mm.
reversal bar because this was a bear
Yeah.
trend bar. This is reversing up. So it will take you a lot of time because each bar you have to mark.
Why this bar is a reversal bar? This
This
bar,
bar went
yes.
below the low of the previous candle, but then it reversed up and closed now. This was a bear trend bar.
Yeah.
This is a bull trend bar. Also, this bar went below the low and then reversed. So this
So
is a
it is
bull
not
reversal bar.
necessarily the bar with the wicks. Just its reverse is the reversal bar. This is
Yeah. The next is a bull trend bar. Nothing, it's a good trend bar. Now this bar, there is a loss in momentum. Also, that loss in momentum is signified by the wick on the top. Although this is not a implied reversal bar, I would call this a pause bar in the momentum drop. Insignificant trend bar. ITB. Although this is a bull bar, its close is not all that bad. Its range is not significant when compared to the range of the recent price action. So I would call this a uh, insignificant trend bar. This bar overlapped most of the previous bar's price action. So overlap bar. This bar went below the low of this bar, so violation bar.
This is not reversal bar.
It didn't go beyond the high of this bar. It has to go beyond the high of this bar. This is an outside bar because it touched the high of this bar. If you see, the high of this candle is 6615.75. This is also 6615.75. It has equal highs, but it went below the low of the previous candle. So this is an outside bar. Also, it's a violation bar. Now this bar has a wick on the bottom of the candle. If you want, you can call this implied reversal bar. Instead of RSVB, you can just call it RV, reversal bar, and implied reversal bar would be IRV. This is a good IRV. This is okay IRV. This wick, if it was a bit larger, it would be better to call it a IRV. This bar is a trend bar. Now this bar is a IRV. This bar went above the high of this bar. So this is a violation bar. This bar, if you see now, the recent price action, the range of the candle is so much. This bar is smaller when compared to the recent price action. So I would call this a insignificant trend bar. This is a overlap bar. You can see that the previous candle's price action was retraced too much here. Again, insignificant trend bar. Now implied reversal bar. This is an
If this
violation
bar, this implied reversal bar is bare body, then we will call it reversal bar.
Which one? This one?
No. The one, two, three, fifth bar from there.
From here,
This
fifth bar to the left side.
yeah, right side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one.
Yeah.
This is a bull
No.
implied
Yeah, this bull.
implied reversal
Yeah,
bar.
but
It
if it
has
is
a
bare body, if it would have got bare body,
then a reversal bar. Just a reversal
then
bar.
reversal, right? So then this like this bar need not to go below the low of the prior bar.
No, it need not. What we are trying to see is what is causing a pause in the momentum. Since our system is solely based on breakout and follow through, and okay, why it's important to understand a breakout is because you will understand every other aspect. You can find reversals, you can find pauses, you can find exhaustions, you can find final flags, and you can do leg counts. So for that, everything should be starting from breakout. Since Elbrooks calls every bar is a breakout of something, which is true, we still have to see what it is breaking out of. And the breakout, did it last for many bars, or were there many pauses in between? So I would call this MPB1, this is MPB2,
But
this is
is it
MPB3.
necessary to remember these six names and mark
Need
separately,
not,
or
need
just
not.
we mark pause bar, pause bar, pause bar,
But it would be
any
better
kind of?
to abbreviate it somehow.
I
Or
mean,
if
all
you,
these markings are all pause bars and all work similar manner, or
yes, it will take a
every.
lot of time. I know. But for you, you at least know what is a reversal bar, what is a pullback bar, everything because of Elbrook's coaching. He doesn't know, right? So he has to do that
No.
work.
What I mean that
Mhm.
all pause bars, these all six different types of pause bar work in similar manner, or each type works in different manner.
You're asking about its strength, right? Which is stronger or weaker?
Uh, yeah, or maybe I don't know how they are working. If they are working differently, then we can mark them differently. But if all are working in a similar manner, then why we have to remember six different types? That is my question.
See, now this is a bull body.
Hmm.
This is a bull body. For
Yes.
for a layman, is this a pause bar? How would you say that this is a pause bar? You can say that
Yes.
okay, it has a huge tail on the bottom, so the
Mm-hmm.
price went down all the way here and then came up. So there was some lag in the price movement on the upside.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how you call this a pause bar. If you
Yes.
see, okay, this has a huge wick, you have to categorize it some way to understand that it is a pause bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, why is this important? This was a breakout bar. Now, this
Yes.
is a pause bar. Well, how do we know it's a pause bar? The range is not so huge when compared to the recent price actions
Yes.
range. Now, this was also overlap bar, so this is also pause bar. So this is
Yes.
MPB1, MPB2, MPB3, MPB4. This was a violation bar, MPB5. So many MPBs are coming. Did you see a second leg which was equal to this first leg? This is where the spike ended. If I mark the spike,
Yes. Yes.
this was the PIB, 1, 2, 3
Mm-hmm.
bars printed and it didn't go beyond the pivot side. So this is
Yes.
PIB. The fourth bar did. So this is the second leg you got. Understood, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Here, if you see, this bar became PIB for this bear spike. 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. But how many bars price action did this bar retrace? 2 bars. And how strong and deep was the retracement? If I draw a Fibonacci extension, it retraced more than 50%.
Yes.
Visually also you could say all those things will come in the second week and later on. This is just a teaser of some sorts. If you want to do it on your own, you can. So why is this important is because of all these reasons.
Yes. Yes.
We still haven't come to the part where how EMA will respond to the spike, right? So many things I still
Yes.
have to explain. But let's go slowly, one step at a time. Now we know okay, what are the pause bars? What are the trend bars? What is a significant trend bar? What is an insignificant trend bar? So everything from day one, every drill will carry on. It's not
Okay.
like we will leave some drill and then continue. Every drill will be carried on. So is there any other doubt?
No, it's okay.
So what's yours?
No, I'm good. Like if you send me notes, I'll go through it and like and I can ask if I get any doubt.
Yeah, I'll send the notes notes too. Just give me some time. Before that, I
Sure.
will be uploading
Mm.
the video to the YouTube so that you
Okay.
can refer and start marking whenever you get the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys, then thank you for attending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.